Stories with a Voice Like This presents Denslow's Barnyard Circus by W. Denslow. The Barnyard Circus. There was once upon a time a mischievous crow who escaped by some chance from a traveling show and, searching about for a resting place, found a barnyard where animals wandered around. The horses and chickens, the turkeys and cows, and all sorts of creatures that gobble or browse. The mischievous crow sat and watched for a while, from his seat on the gate with a sly, crafty smile. Then he said to himself, "I've a wonderful thought. If those animals there only tricks could be taught, they could give a fine circus as good as the one I've been traveling with. I will teach them. What fun!" So he called to the animals, "How do you do? May I come down and play in the barnyard with you?" And the old spotted cow, most sedate of the lot, politely replied, "If you wish, sir, why not?" In a very few minutes the mischievous bird had established himself with the innocent herd. The horses, the sheep, and the old spotted cow all learned to do flip-flops right off the haymow. And the pigs and goats worked and worked till they dropped, and 'twas not till the dawn that the strange lesson stopped. "When the farmer appears," said the mischievous crow, "'twill please him to give him a glimpse of your show. He's coming, I think, so I'll bid you good-bye. I'm off for a nap in that pine tree so high." The sun was just rising when up the long lane came the farmer with water and fodder and grain. He'd first feed the chickens and opened their coop, but a sight met his eyes, and he stopped with a whoop. Each chicken and rooster with cry loud and shrill a somersault turned, lighting right on its bill. The ducks and the geese stood erect on their tails, and the turkeys danced jigs on top of milk pails. The farmer cried "Goodness!" and scampered outside. As a well-favored guest, and the chickens polite, all begged him to share their poor roost for the night. "I will gladly accept," said the mischievous crow, "but I feel that before off to slumber we go, I can please you a bit in my poor humble way, with some traveller's tales, and I will, if I may." Of course they consented and gathered around, while the crow, gaily perched on a tub on the ground, began to tell stories of all that he'd seen, of life with the circus, all calm and serene. He told them of horses, of sheep, and of goats, in ribbons bedecked, and with nicely clipped coats. Applauded by thousands, he told of the fun in great sawdust rings where 'twas lovely to run. And the food, he declared, that those animals ate was brought them by liveried servants in state. "You'd never," he said, "be content on a farm when once with a circus you'd tasted life's charm." "Could you show us the way?" begged the old spotted cow. "Could we get with the circus? Yes, I'll show you how. I'll teach you such tricks as they do with the show. Let's begin right away," said the crafty old crow. "We'll make our own circus and travel the land," and the animals cried, "'Twill be perfectly grand." While the farmer slept soundly, the crowd in the yard, with the crow as their teacher, learned tricks new and hard. The goose and the gobbler, the duck and the hen, he taught to do somersaults like circus men. But the sights that he saw made his eyes open wide. On the roof of the barn stood the old spotted cow, and the sorrel horse slid on his back from the mow. Two goats on their horns danced some kind of jig, and the old crumpled ram leaped right over a pig. The pigs all turned cartwheels exceedingly well, and the calf walked a tightrope. The mare rang a bell. The cat and the dog gave a neat juggling show. 3 lambs on trapezes swung high to and fro. Then they all gave a cheer, and each stood on his head, and the poor frightened farmer just jumped up and fled. Then the animals looked for their teacher, the crow, for they wanted at once to start out with their show. But the mischievous bird, seeing how the land lay, had fluttered his wings and was now far away. They waited in vain, but he didn't come back. They were bruised, they were hungry, and frightened alack. And at last when the farmer again toward them came, he found them all sorry, their heads hung in shame, and they went to their work as they always had done, content with their farm life again, every one.